Right, we are down to the final 4. We have proven winners in action. Dave Chisnall, a man who's won 26 PDC titles. Danny Noppert, a former UK Open champion, who's won 5 of these Players' Championship events. Krzysztof Ratajski, the greatest player ever to come from Poland. A man who's won countless PDC titles. And Scott Williams, who is kind of the joker in the pack. He has won one of these, but that was before he was a tour card holder. One of them takes the title here today. It will be a new winner for 2025 on the PDC circuit. And Matt Edgar's alongside me. It was only a few hours ago, Matt, when we were commentating on Dave Chisnall in the early stages against Darius Labanauskas, where he said Chizzy hasn't clicked into gear this year. Within a few moments, he'd hit his 15th career 9-darter. He averaged 108, and he's been averaging 100 all the way through the day. He has clicked into gear, has he not?
100.79 is average in regards to the daily average, and 4 times out of his 5 matches over 100. Very, very impressive. And when you look at what he's been doing this year, he was only relaying the numbers. It was facts, wasn't it? It wasn't an opinion that Dave Chisnall's not been playing certainly up to the levels. 28 matches have been since Dave Chisnall last averaged over 100. In fact, he has only averaged over 100 twice all year.
And now he's done it 4 times in a row. Labanauskas, Borland, Cullen, and Mike De Decker.
Maybe he just really likes Hildesheim.
84.
How could you not?
Certainly would enjoy being one of the big guns in the field.
100.
But looking at what he's produced this year, we say about the lack of the tumblers averages, which we noted earlier on in the scoring power, the front 9,
140.
having him ranked 49th on that particular ranking system. 12 times this year, he's averaged in the 80s and twice in the 70s. That is not the sort of darts that you would
100.
normally associate with Dave Chisnall. It's normally what we get today.
Well, he had a bit of a dodgy start to last year. Perhaps didn't last as long as it has this year, where we saw some puzzlingly low averages as Danny Noppert produces the first 180 of this game. Leaves himself on double 18 for a 13-darter. But once he got going, you saw Dave
96.
Chisnall winning things. Because that's what Chizzy does.
Game shot.
Well, Danny Noppert carrying on where he left off against Gian van Veen. It was a very, very impressive performance. Averaging around about the 107, 108 mark for the majority of the game. A couple of mismatched darts at the end, but
58.
a clinical performance and looking very, very deadly today.
Well, he's not had a bad game today, has he? His lowest individual average has
100.
been, what, a 95? It has been consistent and very, very good. Yeah, just over 95 against Mike Kuyvenhoven in the second round. Everything else has been better than that. The big performance against Van Veen. He started the day with 107 average against Kevin Burness, and he's not a player you usually see posting those really big numbers, Danny. He's the least likely player to average less than 90, but he is also not particularly
100.
likely to go big over a ton. He just lives in that sort of mid-90 to high-90 zone, which is good enough to win things.
Certainly today.
58.
And he's nearly there, just a couple of games away from another PDC title.
60. $140. 57.
First to 7, remember, in the semi-finals. Slightly extended format. First to 8 in the final.
105.
Chisnall leaves himself on top. It's his double of choice nowadays.
94.
Nice pick up with the last start there for Danny Noppert. Puts himself in striking range should Dave Chisnall make any errors,
Game shot.
of which he makes none. 2 comfortable holds a throw to kickstart this semi-final.
$125.
Noppert, a former UK Open champion, he's got that PDC major title under his belt, something Chizzy has not been able to do, and yet 8 times a Euro Tour title
93.
winner, another 18 ranking titles for Dave Chisnall. How many of those would he sacrifice to just have a major, having made the final of so many of them?
140.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it, what Dave Chisnall would like to be known as? When you think about a name strap that comes up on the screen, it normally has like your title or your career best
140.
achievement. It'd be interesting to know what that would be for Dave Chisnall if he was to write it.
Big yellow legend.
100.
One of the biggest scorers this sport has ever seen. You talked about it earlier. The front 9 average has not been great from Dave Chisnall this year. Today, 110.
That's been the difference.
128.
That is the key attribute. That is what makes Dave Chisnall the force he is and picking up all those titles over the years. That and his big maximum hitting, but this could be a big finish here from Danny Noppert. A big finish, a big find. 136 from Danny Noppert. Keep the holds a throw going.
Well, 13 darter and a 12 darter from Danny Noppert to hold his throw.
78.
So just the 106 average here from Noppy. Steady stuff. From the Dutch number 2, who will be the Dutch captain at the World Cup of
81.
Darts this year, with Michael van Gerwen electing not to play. And with Noppy coming into some form now, and Jan van Veen playing brilliantly, that Dutch team,
93.
they might be overlooked because obviously everybody's talking about the 2 Lukes pairing up for England, but that looks a dangerous team.
Absolutely. Dangerous, the word, and we've seen many upsets in pairs over the years. Sounds very similar to the story when Phil Taylor, Adrian Lewis was playing for England and they was meant to go on and win it and actually went out very early to the Spanish pair.
True, but they did then win it 4 times, didn't they?
They did, but it wasn't 100%, which
Yes.
is where a lot of people believe
180.
the chances are right now of the 2 Lukes picking up the World Cup of Darts title.
Oh, excellent leg this from Danny Noppert. He's going to get darts to break Dave Chisnall and take a
140.
3-1 lead. That looks pretty good. He didn't move back to the centre of the oche, did he? Throwing from a different place you normally throw at.
Over to Dave Chisnall for, well, it would have been a similar sort in terms of numbers to the finish of which Danny Noppert just taken out, but it's not even going to get a shot. I say it all the time, it's where you miss that makes a difference, and Danny Noppert from the first start of Dave Chisnall knows that this opportunity was coming.
Game shot.
Opportunity taken. It's another 5-visit leg. And it's the first breaker throw in this one. Advantage Danny Noppert. Maintaining that 106 average.
140.
And he really wanted to get rid of that last dart, didn't he? Must be feeling good, Danny Noppert. He's not slow, but he is methodical. But the way he's playing today, averaging pretty much a ton
60.
for the day right now, he must just feel this is as good as I've been in some time.
You say you wanted to get rid of that last dart. Sometimes when you've thrown a few darts and you're in that rhythm and the darts are sat nice in the board, you just sort of expect. And we've seen cases of it over the years, haven't we, where people don't even go through their full routine. The likes of Andy Hamilton, who used to have sort of a forwards and back motion when the first 2 was in,
85.
sometimes just throw it. You wouldn't even get half the routine.
Yeah, Gary Anderson used to do that quite a lot, didn't he? If the first 2 were in, the last dart was just, I cannot miss treble 20.
95.
Danny Noppert he's kind of dominating this game now.
Same story as well in the other semi-final. Domination from Krzysztof
140.
Ratajski, who was on a bit of a losing run. 7 first-round defeats in a row. He's on course for the final. 4-1 up on Scott Williams.
Is he going for it? Well, there's another example of how good Danny Noppert is feeling, I think. That is probably, in this position, probably not that advisable. Because Dave Chisnall could have left himself on a double after this visit. Now he's scrambling around trying to leave a finish.
78.
Yeah, it's okay, but it's not great.
$24.
Well, a very famous finish here for Dave Chisnall, but sort of feels these are the opportunities that Dave Chisnall's getting in the meat of this match.
Yeah, very famous. Luke Humphries hit one on the
98.
Grand Prix. For 4-1. That double 5 again. Ooh,
Score.
busts his score. That's probably the worst dart he's thrown. And you could take this all the way back to that fanciful attempt at the bullseye for the 170.
Game shot.
Well, I think there's a breaker throw no one really expected, including Dave Chisnall. You saw the reaction, the sort of surprised look, the raise of the eyebrows. I think we all had that face on us, to be fair.
Well, ultimately, Danny Noppert has missed 5 darts for a 4-1 lead. And if he loses this game, that might be the bit he comes back to.
140.
His attempt at the bullseye for the 170 meant that rather than setting up and getting 3 darts from his favourite double top,
91.
he's ended up getting 1 at the bullseye and 1 fewer at either tops or 10s or 5s. Now, it's a tiny, tiny little difference, but he's got a better chance of winning the leg if he lays up there.
It's also just those adjustments around the board as well. You're not
135.
coming to play into one concentrated area. You've got to hit the single number to get you there in the first place.
140.
Well, let's see how important that leg turns out to be.
60 scored. 140.
Desperate to stay on the 20s because a ton leaves him a finish.
100.
And there'll be no laying up from this 170 if he's allowed to go at it.
Game shot.
Well, no opportunity there. Dave Chisnall, 11 dart leg. You offer him a bit of encouragement. Stepping it up, he's stepping in.
58.
Well, not much between him and the averages now. Don't think this will help Chizzy.
26.
They are moments, though, that you
56.
sort of stand and talk about when you're debriefing the game at the end, and you go, oh, when I got back to 3-all, and you had those couple of visits where you didn't get a treble.
59.
There's the frustration for Dave Chisnall. He knows this was a chance, an opportunity.
Yeah, Danny
180.
Noppert back at it. That's 180 number 4 for Danny Noppert. 19 for the day. Actually draws him level with Dave Chisnall for a few seconds. Because that's his 20th.
180. $135. 140.
Not much to separate the two. Start at top for Danny Noppert to regain the lead.
32.
Just starting to miss a couple of opportunities now, Danny Noppert. Dave Chisnall getting a couple of darts here to try and get himself on the outer ring for a breaker throw and to take the lead.
2 doubles. You can't get the first one.
56.
One of those awkward finishes, 96. You could get 2 darts for the leg. You might get none at all. Unfortunately for Chiz, it was the latter. And that keeps Chizzy at arm's length. Still yet to get his nose in front in this game, Dave Chisnall.
But now time's starting to run out as we get into the business end of the game. Race to 7.
180.
Danny Noppert just 3 legs away from a final where it looks like it would be against Christoph Ratajski unless Scott Williams can
140.
pull off an ultimate turnaround over on board number 2.
Yeah, 6-2 Ratajski in the other semi-final.
58.
It doesn't feel like there's much between these two right now. The averages and the scoreline, anything. But there was
42.
a few minutes ago. And Danny Noppert not perhaps taking full advantage of that could end up being his undoing. He should have gone 4-1 up in this game, and then you never know, do you? You can
65.
pile so much pressure on your opponent that their head starts to drop. Things get a little bit more difficult for them.
Especially the way Danny Noppert was playing at that point as well, because it's not just about the scoreline, it's how you get there. If you're playing someone who's giving you opportunities, you're just not taking them, you always feel you've got a chance. But at that point in the game, Danny Noppert was dominating. Danny Noppert was in full control, and we saw the reaction from Dave Chisnall when Danny Noppert missed. It was that of surprise. I'm just expecting this guy to hit everything.
Yeah, he could have been 4-1 down, Chisnall, and only had darts to win 1 of those 5 legs. That is a proper... Oh!
80.
Well, maybe a little bit of luck going Dave Chisnall's way could help him out, because there's a big difference between 143 and 83, which Danny Noppert would have been on.
.38 scored. 58. 57. 36.
Needs to reassert himself. Great dart. And he can't
54.
slide in alongside that one. If anything, it perhaps a bit too close. He didn't move.
I always like to watch the player in the background as well, and you could see Dave Chisnall just living and breathing every moment. The second the treble went in for Danny Noppert, he was expecting. He was going on a bit of a walk. He didn't want to know. Instead, he's got the opportunity. It's a level game once again. This race to 7.
$60.
Once again, Danny Noppert with the throw opens up without a treble. Do you feel that Dave Chisnall isn't going to let those opportunities pass him by too many times?
100.
You know, 8 legs played. Dave Chisnall has had darts to win 4 of them. He has won all 4. Danny Noppert has had darts to win 6 of the legs played.
60.
Chances have been there for Noppert. He's taken some, but not all of them, and some of them in golden opportunities. Obviously, the 5th leg where he missed dart after dart after dart.
100.
It could prove to be pivotal.
Well, you know, dart player mentality. If he's had 6 chances to win legs, he'll believe he should have won 6 legs.
Yeah, you're never going to be perfect, but
100.
darts players often think that they should be.
Advantage Chizzy here. Certainly if you can find another one of those.
100.
It's coming down in hundreds, which at the minute is enough to give him the lead.
91.
Dave Chisnall, real chance to lead this match for the first time.
$97.
Continues one treble a throw, Dave Chisnall. If you can get that treble in the opening two darts, he's going to get a dart here to break the throw of Danny Noppert.
98.
That's the key, isn't it? He's got to get it in the first two darts. He's got it. That's okay. Double 10. He wanted the single, but it's no problem.
Yes.
Always worth checking. Noppert refuses to even turn around and look.
84.
He'll like what he hears, though. An opportunity to keep his nose in front. Needs to be perfect from here. Another one of those.
74.
Can't produce the double-double finish. Dave Chisnall to lead this game for the first time. He does lead this game. And Danny Noppert has now got to turn this around. He has had so many chances. 7 legs in this match. He has had darts at double. He's only managed to convert 4 times.
$125.
There's always that feeling amongst players that once Dave Chisnall gets in front, he drives it home.
100.
Well, we're talking about a man who demolished MVG 5-0 at Ali Pali in the quarterfinals. There was no stopping it. And sometimes there is no stopping it.
180.
Euro Tour record average holder. 26-time PDC title winner. And now he's got his tail up. And Danny Noppert might feel that his opportunity has slipped by.
Well, there was that sort of look of resignation, wasn't there, as Dave Chisnall fired in that maximum from Danny Noppert, just sort of nodding along in the background as if to say, maybe my opportunity has been and gone. I didn't take it. Dave Chisnall, 9 darts thrown down to double 8, a potential 10-darter to put himself a leg away from the final against Christopher Tysky.
Already hit a 9-darter today. Why not a 10-darter? 11 or 12 will do. In fact, he can go into another visit if he needs to.
Game shot.
Doesn't need to. 12-darter, 4-visit leg. Dave Chisnall leads this 6-4. Now, Danny Noppert's not going to give up. He is a grafter. He is a battler.
100.
But he must be thinking about the opportunities that he's missed. Multiple darts for 4-1.
100.
You'll be thinking of that, and quite possibly as well the dart that fell out of the treble 20.
180.
He did have 2 visits after that. Wasn't able to convert from the 143.
Yeah, ended up getting a couple at double 16. Couldn't take his chance there. Couldn't get the second double. The double 92
100.
finish. There have been openings for Danny Noppert. And he's forcing one here in this leg.
125.
This, I mean, they all count for Danny Noppert. He's got to win all of them.
I suppose the saving point for Danny Noppert is he's only going to be against the darts in 1 of the 3 remaining legs.
180.
Problem is, Dave Chisnall has hit 5 180s in the last 5 legs. And once he starts hitting them, he tends not to stop. Double 18. That's a 4-visit leg of his own, Danny Noppert. He is not going away in this game. Dave Chisnall is going to have to make him go away in this leg.
57. 70. 121. 180.
Top class stuff from Danny Noppert.
57.
Certainly now. Second troublous visit there for Dave Chisnall. Opens the door for Danny Noppert. Said he just needed the one breaker throw.
140.
It could be coming here. Down to a finish after 9.
Now for the 19s.
99.
Didn't want to leave himself 166. Danny Noppert. Real chance to break. He'd have the darts and a last leg decider. Treble 17 is found. Double top.
91.
Another leg where he gets a dart at double. He probably gets more.
$57.
For 6 all. Very nicely done. Danny Noppert. The advantage is with him once again. He has had enough chances in enough legs to have won this already. He needs to create one more.
$60.
But once again in that position where he's got the darts, needs to open up big. And for the 4th time now, unable to find a treble. Chizzy finding plenty.
177.
That advantage just soon evaporated for Danny Noppert.
Oh, proper game of darts.
140.
It's not enough to wrestle the advantage back, but he is right in this leg.
$137.
5 trebles in the first 6 darts. Superb from Dave Chisnall.
$96.
Who's got the better setup shot?
Not the time to not find a treble.
60.
You could see him looking at the 19s and think, I don't want to hit a single and leave 128. I'd much rather be on 127. Danny Noppert, what are you going to leave? There's an argument for staying there. You got the markers, leave 25.
135.
Well, a chance for Dave Chisnall to get the job done here and book himself a place in the final. Treble 19 will give him a dart at the bullseye. Not going to go. Danny Noppert could survive an almighty
46.
scare here. Book a place against Christoph Ratajski.
Double 8 for Danny Noppert. A genuine gasp from Noppy as he misses 2 match darts. Now, Dave Chisnall only hit 46 in his previous visit. He might only get 1 at the bull. Double 12 to win a thriller. What a contest. What a matchup. Dave Chisnall survives 2 match darts from Danny Noppert and books his place in the final. it is going to be Chizzy versus Krzysztof Ratajski. As you can see, Noppy 16 darts missed at double in that game over a whole load of legs. Still average pretty much the same as Chisnall in 97.5 and 11 180s between them. But Chizzy prevails, surviving match darts. Can he make it count and beat Ratajski in the final?